Okay, so here is part 2. So that was if part 1 was basically if they gave you any of these options here. Now, what if they were to give you something like, oh, take this and graph it and see what it looks like? All right, so this is reserved for that case scenario. So what you would have to do in order to figure this out is to, of course, have your calculator handy. And then after that, you would make sure that you would press this button that says y equals. So that's where they have that y equals key. You would press that. Whatever you have currently in there, just go ahead and clear it out. You can press clear or press delete. Delete will only delete like each character one at a time. Clear will just clear the whole thing. All right, so if they do give you something like this, where they ask you to plot that or see what it looks like out of kind of multiple choice questions, anything like that, then you would literally just type it in as you see it. So 2x plus 1, 2, I typed 2 for that. And then x is right here. So where it says xt, that thing is called a theta, and then end. Sorry, not end. You'll press that just one time, and then plus 1. So then after that, if they want you to be able to look at the graph and kind of compare it to other graphs, you can just press graph. And it will make your graph and what it's supposed to look like. Now, if they actually want you to plot it, that's slightly different, sort of the same thing, but slightly different. Instead of just pressing graph like we just did, you're going to press second graph. Okay, so second button and then graph. And it will give you the table that makes up that line on that graph. All right. So on here, if they need us to plot this, then all we have to do is just take how many points do you think? We only really need to just take 2 points. Now, can you take more points than that and plot them? Absolutely. Now, as far as picking which points to plot, you're maybe just like, oh, I don't know which ones. It does not matter. As long as it can fit on this coordinate grid, you're in the clear. So let's say I want to take the y-intercept, which is 0 and 1, and I'll plot that. So if I start at the origin, 0, 1 is right here. Okay, and I need 1 more point. So let's say I take, why not, 2 and 5. So 2 and 5. 2 and 5. So I'm going to take 2 and 5. So where x is 2, 1, 2, y is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Just connect those with a line, as straight of a line as you can. Mine isn't that great, but it is what it is. And should you ever need to kind of test to make sure that that's the correct way to do it, you can always get rise over run, which would just be how to get the slope. And then the y-intercept is just wherever your line hit the y-axis. So our y-intercept we know is correct. And if we do rise over run, just to kind of check and make sure that this is right, and this calculator isn't giving us crap, then let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our rise over 1, 2, which is our run. So if we're doing rise over run to check that, 4 over 2 just simplifies to just 2. And that's what we got for the slope. So take both of these and on their own separate pages, fold them hamburger style and paste them in. So they're going to be called exactly what they're titled at the top. Calculator day or calculator practice day part 2. So 2 separate pages. And then make sure that you complete this paper as well, just how I showed y'all.